Everyone is losing their minds over the Nintendo Switch 2. It's finally here. It's flashy, and everyone wants one. But before you drop $450 on that hype train, you need to hear the truth. There is a device sitting on store shelves right now that offers way more value, and nobody is talking about it. If you buy the wrong handheld in 2025, you are basically setting your money on fire. So we have a massive problem. It is 2025 and the market is absolutely flooded. We used to have just the Game Boy or the PSP. Simple times, right? Now, you walk into a tech store and it's a war zone. You've got the shiny new Nintendo Switch 2, the steam-rolling Steam Deck OLED, the ASUS ROG Ally X, the Lenovo Legion Go 2, and even MSI is back with the Claw 8. They all promise the same thing, console-quality gaming in your pocket, but that is a lie. Only one of these actually delivers a headache-free experience. Today, I'm going to break down every single major handheld of 2025, expose their dirty little secrets, and tell you which one is actually worth your hard-earned cash. Let's start with the big dog, the one we've been waiting 7 years for, the Nintendo Switch 2. It launched back in June, and let's be honest, the hardware is sexy. Nintendo finally ditched those cheap feeling rails for the new magnetic Joy-Cons. They snap on with a satisfying click that just feels expensive. The screen is a 7.9-inch LCD. Yes, I said LCD. In 2025, Nintendo still didn't give us OLED on the base model, which is kind of a slap in the face when you're paying $450. But credit where it's due, the games look incredible. If you have played Mario Kart World, you know what I'm talking about. We are finally getting 1080p gaming in handheld mode and 4K when you dock it to your TV. The new NVIDIA chip inside this thing is a beast for a Nintendo console. It's basically running PS4 Pro levels of power in a tablet. However, here is the catch they don't put on the box. The battery life is mediocre. If you are playing a heavy game like the new Metroid, you're lucky to get 2.5 hours. You're going to be hugged up against a wall outlet more often than you are playing on the bus. Plus, the games are now $70, so you buy the console, one game, and a Pro controller, and boom, you are down over $600.
So, is the Switch 2 the best? If you love Mario and Zelda, you don't have a choice. You have to buy it. But if you want to play Call of Duty, GTA, or Cyberpunk, the Switch is basically a paperweight. That brings us to the heavy hitters, the Windows handhelds. This is where things get messy. First up, the ASUS ROG Ally X. This is the glow-up of the year. ASUS basically looked at their first console, saw everyone complaining about the SD card slot frying itself, and fixed everything. The Ally X has a massive battery, 80 watt-hours. That is double the original. You can actually play AAA games for 3 or 4 hours now. It's black, it's comfortable, and it has 24 gigabytes of RAM. It eats games for breakfast. But then you have the Lenovo Legion Go 2. If you care about screens, this is the one. It has that massive 8.8-inch display. And this year, they finally gave us a lighter design. The detachable controllers are still a cool party trick, especially if you want to use FPS mode and turn the controller into a vertical mouse. It's weird, but some people love it. And I can't ignore the underdog, the MSI Claw 8AI+. The first Claw was a disaster. We all laughed at it, but this new one with the Intel Lunar Lake chip, it's actually good. Like, surprisingly good. It's efficient, it runs cool, and the battery life is giving the Ally X a run for its money. But here is the major problem with all three of these devices. It's the software. They all run Windows 11. Look, I love Windows on my desktop PC, but on a 7-inch touchscreen, it is a nightmare. You are trying to tap tiny little X buttons to close Windows. You have to deal with updates that restart your device in the middle of a game. You have to log into Steam, then Epic Games, then Xbox Game Pass, then Ubisoft Connect. It's clunky. It feels like work. When you pick up a Game Boy, you turn it on and play. When you pick up an ROG Ally or a Legion Go, you turn it on, wait for Windows to boot, close a OneDrive pop-up, update your graphics drivers, launch the game, wait for shaders to compile, and then you play. This is where the specs versus experience debate happens. On paper, the ROG Ally X destroys everything else. It is the most powerful handheld you can buy in 2025. If you care about raw frame rates and seeing every pore on a character's face, go buy the Ally X, but raw power isn't everything. Imagine this. You are on a plane. You have 30 minutes to kill. Do you want to spend 10 minutes fiddling with settings and launchers? No. You want to game. This brings us to the climax of this entire war. The device that, despite being technically older and weaker than the others, is still the king of the hill.
The Steam Deck OLED. I know, but it doesn't have the Z1 Extreme chip. It can't run Game Pass natively. I don't care. The Steam Deck OLED is still the only device that actually understands what a handheld should be. Valve's SteamOS is magic. You press the power button and you are in your library. It sleeps and wakes up instantly, just like a Switch. The trackpads let you play strategy games that are impossible on the Ally or Legion. And that OLED screen? It is still the best looking screen on the market, period. The HDR blacks are ink deep, plus the community support is insane. If a game has a bug, Valve fixes it in 24 hours. If a game runs bad on Windows, you are on your own. And let's talk about the price. You can pick up a Steam Deck OLED for way less than the $800 ASUS wants for the Ally X. For the price of one Ally X, you could almost buy a Steam Deck and a Switch too. Think about that. So, here's the verdict for 2025. If you are a hardcore Nintendo fan, or you have kids, get the Switch too. It's a no-brainer. The magnetic controllers are cool, the exclusive games are masterpieces, and it's the only place you can play Mario Kart World. It's a great console, even if the battery life is a bit disappointing. If you are a tech enthusiast who loves tinkering, modding, and needs the absolute highest frame rates possible, get the ASUS ROG Ally X. It is the best Windows handheld, hands down. It fixes every issue the original had, and the battery life is finally acceptable. But for 90% of you watching this video, if you just want to play games, have a beautiful screen, and not deal with the headache of Windows or the Nintendo tax on game prices, the Steam Deck OLED is still the champion. It is the perfect balance of price, performance, and ease of use. It respects your time. It doesn't treat you like an IT technician, it treats you like a gamer. Don't get distracted by the shiny new toys just because they are new. Sometimes the best console is the one that just works. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see us drop test the Switch 2 against the floor. You won't believe which one breaks first.